Hey, there we go. Love this background, you know. Love it. Really do. I think it's great. Gotta thank JK for that. For the thumbnails, you know. And this is what it's all about. Use this. Yeah. Two birds. The lager. Fantastic. The birds on our chest. You know. Great, isn't it? This is where you get this. I'll show you where you get this. Tell you where you get this. There. That's scarf or a badge. Small business, Liverpool business, great quality stuff, everything. A scarf or a badge. Good day, good day. See what else we've got. Jeff Goulding's latest Klopp's Last Stand, Reds Odyssey 4. Cracking book. Great read if you're going on holiday or mooching about in the garden when we finally get some sun. And you're just lying there doing a little bit of reading. That's what I do, but I have to sit by the bench here because I live in a block of flats. And I do me reading. I do me poetry there, to be honest. I read some poetry. And the likes of George Scott's The Lost Shankly Boy. Well, I read. That's why you're sitting there, you know. Oh, well, I'm sitting there. Fantastic. What else have we got? Yeah, look at that. See the Reds Odysseys? All the Reds Odysseys there. We conquered all of Europe. Great read. Champions under lockdown. Odyssey 3. So you go from Reds Odyssey 1. We conquered all of Europe. Reds Odyssey 2. Reds Odyssey 3 is the champions under lockdown. On that last one. Jeff Goulding. Great fella. Great fella. The Lost Shankly Boy there. The Untouchables. Is George Scott. Lost Shankly Boy. And look at him, George Shefton. He's a cracking fella, you know. Ardent Reds, like we all, but all ardent Reds. We're all ardent Reds. You know, no one's better than, you know, what I mean is we're all the same. We've all got the same quality. We all want the best for Liverpool. That's why I get excited sometimes over certain things. Like the other night, I am concerned. I just hope that the owners will start, you know, will start forking out a lot more than what he gave Klopp and what they gave Klopp. And I mean that. I'm concerned. And until it happens, and the social one by Marios Manzos, why Jurgen Klopp was, I'm glad it's past tense now, was a perfect fit for Liverpool. Cracking little book. And that's one of the best titles. We had dreams and songs to sing. Anthony Mace in the background. to bring him on? No, he's already on. There he is.
Evening, Frank.
Even as Jay, how are you?
I'm fine, bro. Hope you're well.
I was just saying, when I first came on about this, I love it. I love this thumbnail. I said that you designed it and everything. I'm going to keep it forever.
It looks great.
I really love it, honestly. I think it's great.
Proper Liverpool, red, rich,
It is. It is. It's a rich red. We've got the two birds. We've got the liver. Fantastic. I'm just going to go through. Go on, Jay. Go on.
Now, just then we've got football in the background as well.
Yeah. I can't even point it out with my little arrow because it doesn't work for me. But I can see the football. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just go through some of these wonderful people. All right, Jay. Evening, Frank. Hope you're okay and you had a good day. I did my washing. Then I just sat down and watched some telly. Watched the film for Saturday morning. Watched a couple of films actually. So that was my day. That was my day. Tony LFC, even a Frankie, yeah, pint and a scotch, 2 thumbs up. And Darryl, hey Frankie, you okay? Feeling really crap after my procedure today, knocked me for 6. I hope it went well, Darryl. I hope it went well, mate. Don't want any of our lads feeling a bit down. Any of you lads. These are all good lads. And Daz says, big up Frank, mate. Hope you're well today. Thank you, Daz. Thank you so much, and I hope you're well, fella. Paul saying, get your knotted handkerchief ready, Frank. Heat wave on the way, apparently. Oh, you supposed to have a heat wave last week. JK, we were supposed. I was looking forward to the heat wave last week.
Yeah, me too.
Lasted 10 hours.
Yeah.
10 hours. That was the heat wave.
Yeah, because you left the heating on.
Oh, shit. Do you know, I was saying on my show the other night, on the history show, I think it was anyway, I was up when I was with George, and I said, I'd be away now. If I was more steadier on my old pins, I'd be away now. I'd be away. Honestly, I would, JK. I'd be away. I'd be somewhere in Italy or somewhere.
Yeah.
I really would.
The hot weather makes you feel better, In the winter, everyone feels that their mood is down as well. Yeah, when it's sunny, everything's like good,
Of course. And you get the likes of, I love I really love the terminology, when you say glum. GLUM. Isn't that a wonderful word to sum up things? Glum. Glum and grim. That's why, I do literature. And that's why the likes of Charles Dickens, like in Hard Times, a good example, Hard Times, where he used the consonants and the vowels, but more consonants in his like grind. He was the headmaster and a bully, or a bully, if you know what I mean. Grind, where you grind the kids, faces into the desk to learn. Grind. And that's what like grim and glum.
Top words for the weather people to use then.
Oh.
They love them words, to get everyone sad and depressed. They use them words all the time. They're like, what comes after the news? after you hear the news, you're depressed anyway. What happens? The weather comes, it makes it even worse.
Yes, yeah.
With them words, grim. It's going to be grim on Friday. Oh yeah, God.
I always remember years ago, JK, that we got the remnants of a hurricane over in America, and Michael Fish, the weatherman then, on the BBC, went like, "Don't be worried, you'll be all right. We're not going to get it." Next day, trees were blown down, roofs were torn off houses. Oh, it was devastating, and he was blamed. He got the blame for everything.
Oh.
So funny, so funny. Anyway, the Scottish Bear. Good evening, Frank. I hope you're well. Thank you, Bear. Let's have a good show tonight, boys. Even if Frank on any LFC news, we'll be talking about everything. T. We'll be talking. It's just absolutely crackers. What's going on? To be honest. Brian, good evening, my good friends. How are you today? Hope all is good. Stephen Gerrard. I always remember, being our Francine in the match. And the first thing we had, Stephen Gerrard scored the first few minutes, and we were finding our seats. And that's all you heard, the golden roar and Stephen Gerrard, George Sefton. And when Francine got to know, she always,
said it, yeah.
Always said it. Always. Great books, them there, Frank says, the Redbirds. Yeah, they are, They really are. And would love to read George's book, but bit dusty at your golf.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Like a bloody a library. Like a library. I hate any like pressure on me.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Oh God, send that. I had a book for Anthony Brown, and he has it for ages. And it was a big heavy thing. It's like a big encyclopedia of music. And I had to bring it with me to a talk I was given, a history talk. And it was dead heavy. Never mind. I just don't like pressure because I don't like holding on to things for other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like this. It's like the good weather. It will come, but you don't know when.
Yeah.
It's simple as. You don't need that pressure, bro.
No, I don't. I don't, to be honest. And as Daryl said, I've got that, it's getting dusty in yours, and he'd love to read it. See what I mean? And Daryl says they will never spend, Frankie. That's about FSG. TW, even in JK.
Bless, bro. TW. Hope you are.
Paul Turner, even in JK.
Oh, bless, bro. Hope you're cool, Paul.
And the Redbirds, we conquered all of Europe. That's a cracker. And Daz says, bless JK, hope you're well today.
I'm all good, bro. All good. Hope you are, Daz.
And there he is. There's Keir Starmer's just made an appearance in disguise of K-Mac.
I'll tell you what, I'm voting for Farage.
Mention politics.
I'm not voting for anyone.
No.
It was the vote today, wasn't it? It was the vote today.
Who's leading?
Yeah. Do you know what? Since I was 18, I've always voted. And I'm a Labour man, I've always voted Labour. Right through my life. It's the first time at this general election, I've never voted because they're all about the same. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Every
They
one
always
of them.
have been.
Yeah,
They
but they're
always
all
have been.
corrupt.
Yeah.
Corruption's rife.
It's just over the last couple of years we've been
Cross.
able to see it, and now we know that it doesn't really matter. It's called a uni party, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, moving away from that
Immediately.
immediately.
And the TW, did you get out today? Well, yeah, just there's what I've just said to you.
Yeah.
No, it's
I've never
the same.
voted. I've never voted. No.
Really?
Yeah, I've never voted because I'm thinking. I knew from a young age that they're just like the same bird, left wing, right wing, connected to the same thing. I thought they were a bunch of jokers, half of them. I realised pretty young, when you're watching the news as a kid, you think, something iffy about these guys coming in suits and that. So I learned pretty quick. Yeah.
Coming in suits.
Never trust a person in a suit.
But I love suits though.
All right.
I love suits.
Honestly, when I did my DVDs, I always wore suits anyway. Wore suits for work. Always wore a suit and a tie. And it's only what you said there, Kma, and JK. Never there trust a fella in a suit. And I got told that once. Some fella, can we trust you? I said, what do you mean? Can you? He only pulled me up because obviously he knew of me. And I'm going back a few years ago. He said, can we trust you? I said, what do you mean, trust me? About our history. And I went, I don't know what you're talking about. And he went like that, well, you wear a suit that size up, you should be going around with a donkey jacket on. I said, oh, behave yourself. And be presentable.
The interesting thing about it, okay, and this is just like, this is, I mean, obviously I've worn a suit a lot for my previous jobs, but everyone who wears a suit is normally involved in trying to sell you something or take money off you.
No, that's
normally everybody who wears a suit is normally involved in that.
Yeah, but my older brother, he sells suits as a business, and he's a top guy. Yeah.
Oh, they're burying you.
Nah, he's not burying me.
Yeah, but what you've got, boys, is what you just said there, Kma. Fella with a suit and a tie on. He's either a salesman, and that's what your associate trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
And with Liverpool, which sort of us Scousers, what's a Scouser with a suit and a tie on? Or where's he going? He's going to court. You see what I mean? So they're all they're the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll carry on with this thing.
We get very topical on this show.
Well, we had the weather there before. We just had the weather.
Okay.
Apparently, we're getting another heat wave. We're getting another 10-hour heat wave next week.
Yeah.
You don't even want to know the theory I've got why we've got crazy weather.
Go on.
I'll get you banned.
Go on.
Okay, I'll try and word this differently so it doesn't come out like I'll get you banned. So basically, we've had really freak weather over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And if you think about the atmosphere and you think about the world, like the planet, there's something which happened. No, I can see what you're writing in the chat. No, I don't think it's that. So if you think about the planet, something's just happened recently, which nobody really talks about for some reason. They just don't. I don't know why. And it gave the most CO2 emissions and carbon emissions the planet has ever experienced since creation. And we all know what that was. And it happened in the sea. And it went boom. Yeah,
Well, if you think
And
about
look what's happened since that happened.
Yeah.
We have had like Dubai was underwater. Like loads and loads of cities have been absolutely smashed with crazy weather, earthquakes, tidal waves, like you name it. Like honestly, like the world is completely crazy. Yeah, you wrote it in the chat. Well done. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but it's in the chat. And that's what's happened. Nobody's talking about it. The planet has never had that happen to it before. So how the hell does it deal with it? Well, the way it's dealing with it is by giving us this crazy weather, solar storms, like all kinds of mad stuff's happening that's never happened. It's never happened like that. Like when, like look in China. Like China was getting hit by like football-sized snowballs.
Yeah.
Like
So was
honestly,
Dubai
like
the other week.
great. Like Dubai was underwater. Like
Exactly.
and all of this has happened after that happened, and nobody's talking about it. And we caused it. Well, we didn't cause it. Like not like me and you.
No,
But we did
I
it.
know it.
We did it to
Yeah.
ourselves. Like, and it's crazy. Anyway, there you go.
The Americans caused it.
Yeah, there you go. The Americans caused it with the help of the with the help of the Brits secret service by the looks
Not
of it.
MI6.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
not
Anyway, there you go. That went right off topic. Apologies.
No, it's
it
good.
did kind of tie in with the weather.
No, it's good. I like it. You've only got to look at the Andreas Fault around the California there thing.
Yeah.
And how many times does that go off? And around Japan. And what about Christchurch, New Zealand? They suffer terribly from earthquakes.
Okay, so the Christchurch thing, this is proper conspiracy now, okay? So the Christchurch thing, there's a guy that worked for a company, and I can't say the company on your channel, unfortunately, but Google him, and he worked as a contractor in the Antarctic, and he was in the Antarctic, and they were testing a device, a frequency weapon device on the ice, inside the ice. It's a neutrino like device, like it's crazy stuff. And the earthquake in Christchurch happened because of it.
Well, why I know all about.
That's what he said. That's the reason why that was caused, because it happened at exactly the same time. And it basically fires frequencies through the ground and bounces them off.
Well, on my history show the other night, I think it was my history show. Yeah, it must have been. I was talking. Was it the history show? I don't know what it was. Anyway, I was talking about what I read, and I'm talking years ago. I'm talking after the Second World War, and what the Americans were trying to do, and most probably still are, is control the weather.
Yeah.
And send over bad weather, the likes of hurricanes, the likes of storms, the likes of everything to an enemy state, shall we say, just an enemy state, controlling the weather, and they've been trying to do it for many, many, many years.
I think it has been used many, many times, but I just think this time it's completely out of control, and I think it's because of what happened recently. I'm gonna put the guy's name in the chat, okay, of the guy you Google to find out about the Christchurch thing. I'll put his name in the chat because I can't say who he works for.
Well, Yusuf says I can handle high temperatures, me. Well, Yusuf, that's I love it. I'm a Mediterranean lad, through my mother and their family, and being like half Italian, I'm used to it. I love it. I love the heat. I hate the cold. I've got more big heavy coats, I think, than Marks and Spencers. I really have, and I don't like wearing heavy coats. I'd rather be like this, if you know what I mean.
His name's Eric Hecker. There you go.
Who? Eric who?
Eric Hecker. Just
Hecker.
the guy who worked there. Some
Okay.
incredible stuff. Some incredible stuff he's come out with.
Humans trying to play God, you know. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, as Paul Turner says, I went to Australia for 3 weeks to get some sun. I pissed down most of the time. The weather was better here.
Story.
It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad, Australia. It's like the outside of Australia is like can be quite cold because of the climate around there, and then the inside is just like a ball of
Heat.
hot molten lava. But no one ever goes there.
No.
Empty land, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And everything wants to kill you.
Well, you said, yeah, I know we will be talking football, please. You know, I think these are great little comments here. Yusuf, and I'll start with you, JK, then you, and I'll start it, then JK, then UK, man. Best country you visited or would like to visit? It's just me, and I'm not being biased with Italy. I'm really not. Italy is the most historical country in the world today. It really is. I know that I wanted to be an archaeologist, to be honest, but when they offered me Egyptology and going over to South America even, and the Incas and the Aztecs and the pyramids, Machu Picchu, and I said no. I said no. I just want to be, and that's why I took up the Roman Empire, rather than being the archaeologist that I wanted to be. That was my ambition, but unfortunately I wasn't to be. But anyway, what best country you've ever visited or would like to visit, JK?
Like for me, I think Italy is one because I've been there so many times, and Turkey as well. I think them two countries made me feel most at home. I've been to like South America as well, and that was really nice. I'd love to visit Canada, I think. Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
The bears there. I could have gone there loads of times, really. I could have. I've been invited over to Hollywood. Do you know that? Being invited to Hollywood.
Have you actually been? Have you actually been? It's just a street.
No, not my. No, I haven't.
Crazy.
And I see, I've got a good friend, and she's coming on it. She's coming on Monday night on the history show, because I used to have her on the ordinary show as a Hollywood correspondent. And anyway, she's coming back on Monday evenings with me. So, and she's always inviting me over. She said she's got her own lodge that I can stay in. She has a bigger plot.
Nice.
We'll see a veranda. It's unbelievable.
You should go, mate. You should go, mate. You should do as much as you can. Like, that's what I say to everyone. Like, just enjoy your life.
Well, that's when she goes. She said, "Take me with you, Dad. Take me with you. I'll go with you." I don't know. Don't like how I'm going. But what's your preference, Kayla?
Oh, that's a really difficult one. I've been bloody everywhere. I don't know. Holland's really good, isn't it? We've been there a few times. I'm just talking to the wife as well because I'm kind of conferring on this one. I say Holland.
I've worked in Holland. I've worked in Holland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Holland's really nice. We've been there quite a few times, and it's just a really chilled out country.
Yeah, it's flat as well. It's flat.
Yeah,
Flat as
and
a
it's not
pint.
far away. And yeah,
Down the road, yeah.
I've worked in a
Actually,
college.
Australia is the place I really want to go. Like Canada, yeah, but Australia, yeah.
I nearly emigrated to Calendar. I nearly emigrated to Canada, JK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people. My friend just did as well. He's a big Liverpool fan, and he just moved there about 6 months ago. Yeah, big place, and the people are nice from there.
They are. They really are. Like I tried to. Well, I did actually, but I didn't go through with it in the end. I basically tried to join their army. So transfer from my army to their army, the UK army to the Canadian army, when I was in years and years ago, and it was all done and dusted, but I backed down in the end for other reasons.
I didn't know you were in there. I didn't know you were at Army, Ed. I nearly joined the Household Cavalry when I was 20, and I went I was so fed up, and my girlfriend packed me up.
That's like the what's the names? That's the horses down in Buckingham Palace and that, you know.
No, well, I went London Road, and I went and I signed everything, and I never showed up. I was late one day, anyway, I went up to London Road to get to Lime Street Station, I was getting tickets and everything, and this little old fella with a uniform on started shouting at me, and he was a colonel, but I wasn't sworn in, and I went like that. I said, "You shouting at me?" And you know what he said? Get your mum. He said, "Get that ass shut. Get shut of that. Get shut of that," because he had a beard.
Oh God, no, mate.
Yeah. And he said, "You've got to get shut of that. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. Never be late again." Shouting at. I said, "Are you shouting at me?" He went, "What? Shouting?" He went. That was the end of that. And this big sergeant, the old girl went like, "What, behave yourself? He's not joining the army." That's it. I was going down to Purbright, Surrey. That's where they had to go.
Yeah.
But I was going to go on the Chieftain tanks. That's what they said. I'll never forget it. Chieftain tanks. But
yeah, they were a little bit before my time. Sorry, Frank.
No, I'm just saying that that's how long they
to be fair though, they weren't that far before my time, but they were. I never got a chance to go on the Chieftains. I was a tank driving instructor as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I taught people how to drive the 432 and the Shielder, and that was it. Yeah, those two tanks. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say hello to this lovely, beautiful lady, Myra Page. Hi, Frank. Myra, hello. How are you today? I like the picture rather than the cartoon. The character. Here's my caricature. There's me. I'll be advertising that a bit later on because I'm doing a coach tour on the 25th of July.
Man in a suit.
It's really good. It's really good. Behave yourself. Not red. Listen to him. Look, Myra.
I was in the Royal Engineers, by the way.
Was you? Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the Royal Engineers. 12 years.
Go away.
Yeah.
That's great, that, the Royal Engineers.
As soon as I joined, war started.
No, do you know what?
There wasn't any before for ages. I started and it all started kicking off.
Do you know what, though? Without the Royal Engineers, people forget about this.
Oh, God, yeah.
In the First World War and the Second World War.
The sapper.
Even like in the, I don't like talking about colonialism. Most probably you don't either. No. Even in the African wars as well, the Royal Engineers couldn't move without them. So I've got a great admiration for them, to be honest.
Well,
True.
it's in the dictionary. The Royal Engineers, our nickname is Sapper, and Sapper means
Yeah.
to dig, and that's what we did. We digged all the holes that everybody lived in.
Yeah, but the Royal
I had to do
Engineers,
that as well, by the way. I had
yeah,
to learn how to do all of that, how to dig shell scrapes and revetment and all of that horrible stuff where you get dirty.
well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Get dirty, play dirty, get dirty and play dirty. That's what it's all about. And what I mean play dirty, I don't mean like,
Yeah.
I mean play dirty
well,
warfare.
Yeah.
Right, Roy Myra Page says there, hi Frank, hi Myra. And underneath you've got CW going, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Everyone's now messaging her in the chat.
Exactly. The Northwest, not that. Won't be able to sing the Tories anymore. I will miss that chance.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Register the Nord State. Yeah. Oh, is that the what you were talking about there? I never seen that.
No, I wasn't talking about that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
You knew when you said. And it doesn't get mentioned, does it? Ever.
Nope.
Ever.
Crazy.
And the North Red says Mossad, MI6.
100%.
And Myra says, register true. Thank you for that. I'll look this fella up, by the way.
Yeah, he's interesting. He's done some really big interviews as well. Really big interviews.
Hey, Northred, you must follow it, Kima.
Yeah, you probably need to check out Frank's other shows.
Yeah, because what I'm going to do in the next few weeks, if you want to take part as well, I'm talking about today's climate, not weather. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely hit me up for that. Yeah.
Would you really?
I've been scared of doing anything on my channel in case I get it popped. But just let me know what I can't talk about.
No, everything goes. Obviously,
Yeah.
It'll be sound. It will be sound. Believe you me. But I'm going to see. I go on other channels and they talk about certain things, and that's what I'm going to do. In other words, the truth rather than propaganda and misinformation and disinformation. Yeah. That's what we'll be talking about. Yeah, even Myra says, this chat becoming interesting. But look out for that thing, Myra. Look out for what I'm going to do. Hey, JK, would you do it as well?
What's that, bro?
Yeah, see, he goes out, makes a cup of tea and everything because we can't see him.
Well, he's a dentist, and he's probably doing a root canal.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
No, what I said to the came back, I said I'll be doing a show. I've got K Mac now. I've got a couple of other lads. One named Steve Mulholland, and the other one is this Ricky lad. He's a friend of mine, by the way. And it'll be a great discussion. It really will be a great discussion. Honestly,
I've got a lot of stuff in my head.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah,
I really am. Have you ever heard of a woman by the name, American she is, by the name of Victoria Newland?
Oh God, yeah.
Thank you. That's all that I want to say.
You want to look at her husband as well.
I know. He's a globalist. Oh, listen, we won't go into that, please.
No. We got plenty to talk about. We're on the same wavelength. If you're talking about her,
I'm absolutely made up
that's the
because
deep
I ask
state.
people.
That's the deep state there.
Exactly. I say to people, I said, have you ever, they try to, well, what are you talking about? To me, what are you talking about?
We've got our own Victoria Newland in the UK, by
I
the
know
way, who's been ticking away in the background.
Braverman's one of them.
Yeah.
But
We're definitely on the same wavelength. We can definitely talk a lot.
Well, that'll be it. K-Mac, that'll be in a couple of weeks,
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Hit me up.
Oh, major. Because when I've said, do you know Victoria Newland to people, and they go, who's she? That's when they don't know anything.
No.
I'm afraid, they haven't a clue. They're just taking everything in, the propaganda, everything, what the Western press is saying.
The Tavistock Institute. Sorry, I'm just messaging Daz because he was in the chat. He's going to be late to monetize Jamie's show later.
Is he coming back on?
Romanian's nice. I mean, Daz said that he's doing a show later, so I'll message him in a bit. Okay. I can't stay on for long because I'm moving stuff around the house, so I'll be on for like another 15 minutes if that's all right, mate.
Hello.
Sorry.
No, don't be sure. I'm just made up that you've made an appearance and made up, but me and you are on the same page. So everything else, absolutely okay. What about this? Look,
are you going to talk football?
Right now.
Okay.
We've been strongly linked with this lad from Leeds.
Somerville.
Come on.
I would have took Archie Gray. I would have took Archie Gray. Yeah, he's a good little player.
I think it's old stuff. I don't believe it. I don't believe Slot has been in touch with Somerville. I don't believe it.
No, I don't believe that.
That's undermining what Hughes does. Slot's not the guy that's going to be speaking to players on the sly. Like, that's Jurgen Klopp antics. Like, when he had full control. Like, that's not going to happen with Hughes.
No.
The thing about it, and definitely talk as well, JK, if you got anything to add to this, mate, is the thing about it is it looks like there's some kind of weird meltdown with everyone about us not signing players like right this minute when nobody's really signed any players apart from the PSR clubs. I mean, Arsenal are probably about to sign Calafiore, but we were never in for him. Like that's it. Like, the links to us were because 2 years ago, Richard Hughes wanted to sign him for Bournemouth. And that's how good he was. He was good enough for Bournemouth. So in 2 years' time, do you think he's good enough for Liverpool and the Champions League and to push us on for a title? I don't know.
I like him. I
like him as well, but he did have a really bad injury last season as well. Really bad injury.
I really like Calafiore because
I think it was ligaments as well last year. But if we're now right in line to get Lenny Yoro, if Real Madrid drop out, like apparently he's already agreed terms with Liverpool, but it's if Real Madrid drop out. So if Real Madrid drop out, then we get Lenny Yoro. Then that's a very, very, very good player. Like top draw player. So the Calafiore one, I'm not too fussed about. Like, and let's be honest, what happens to Joe Gomez? Like we're looking at all of these players that are going to clubs or linked to clubs, and we're kicking off because we're not signing anyone. Where are they going to go? Like, where do they go? We've already got a bloated squad now with about 5 players that we could probably sell. And this stuff about Matt Sweefert, it's crap. we're never looking at Matt Sweefer. Like, he's gone to Brighton. Like, he's already agreed terms. Like, scrambling around. Everything's negative about Liverpool from the media, isn't it? Everything's negative. There's never any positive on anything.
I was just going to say, no
It's
positivity.
always Liverpool are trying, or Liverpool are scrambling, or Liverpool have missed on this opportunity, or not enough money, or there's never any positivity about Liverpool in the media. I mean, we just have to get used to it. And then totally out the blue, we'll sign a worldie.
I hope so, because that's
how we
what
do
we
things.
need. A marquee signing. We really do.
How we do things.
Yeah, and also you got to think that it's the Euros and the Copa America now. Realistically, if you're a proper fan of football, you use your brain and think, you know what, no one's doing any business now because of the Euros and the Copa America. Within the first 2-3 weeks after it's all finished, you'll get some action, because then the players are all probably relaxing and they've got time to think about their next moves, or they probably want to do it after the Euros. And I think a lot of fans should use that sort of concept and not thinking, like, we've got 2 big tournaments going on around the world right now with a lot of top quality players out there playing. And they're not going to be really take a few days off and fly back to Liverpool and sign for us and go back to the tournament they're in. So
exactly,
the names that have been, and also the names that have been put out there, that's just people grasping. Like, Szoboszlai was the deal for me that showed me no one knows fuck all about who we're buying. Because, like, no one said Szoboszlai is coming to Liverpool. Not one person, not one reporter, not one fan. Bang, we just got him, And I think Liverpool move like that, and I prefer it like that, I think the only problem we did last year, we got about 3 midfielders in. We got Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Endo, 4. We needed another DM. We needed it again in January. We never did it. And that's just been our problem since Fabinho sort of fell off. We haven't replaced that guy. If we replace that guy, we wouldn't be actually anticipating who we're going to buy this summer. I think we already have a good enough sort of squad. They got to say that, can care back.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry. I was just telling my wife her phone was ringing. Sorry, mate.
Okay, cool.
Forgot my mic was on.
No, I was just saying, like, fans.
No, you're right. You're right, mate. You're right.
Yeah.
I'll follow up on that as well, mate. And this is what we need to look at as well. So you've got the Euros, and you've got the Copa America. Who have we been linked with in players wise before the Euros and Copa America started? We've been linked with Edison. We've been linked with Hincapié. We've been linked with Pacho. We've been linked with Kvaratskhelia. We've been linked with Gahey. All of these players, Gertruda, all of these players are all playing in competitions right this minute. We've been linked with Varela. Like, all of these guys, they're all playing in competitions. So how do you sign them? Like, they're literally training with their international teams and then playing games. And there's a rule in place where players can't negotiate contracts or transfers while the international duties are on. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm pretty sure there's rules in place that you can't do that. So
and concentration levels, yeah. Like, for me, if I'm a manager of a country, I wouldn't want 3 of my players 100%. Think of their next move. I'm like, yo, concentrate on this tournament. Then when it's finished, you can do what you want. Like, that's what I feel. Like, no manager wants their players trying to get a move to a big club. I think they wouldn't allow
that. I will say, though, someone's wrote it in the chat as well. We've had 6 Italian players at Liverpool, and every single one of them were flops.
Yeah.
6.
We were talking about that the other night.
So that's all I say. But we are linked with Chiesa as well, by the way.
I don't like Chiesa.
Sensational. I think Chiesa's sensational.
He's a good little player. He's a good little player.
Good little player. Just too many bad injuries. Like, 2 really bad injuries in the last 2 years.
Yeah, so
I'd probably say no. I'd probably say no to that as well.
That's all
and
right,
I said to you as well. Frank. It's like possibly 3 players we could get, like, but we need to move players on, and that's the issue. Like Slot can't be having a squad that he gets that there's then disharmony in the actual group because he signed first team players to push other players out straight away, and he can't get rid of those players. And I understand like having backup in positions and stuff like that, but we have kind of got that. I mean, the only side which I think that we need to improve on is we need a left back, because Robbo's not good enough for me, and neither is Shimikas. But then I don't know what Owen Beck's going to be like, because Owen Beck could be the next Bradley, for all we know, and Callum Chambers could be the next Trent, for all we know. So it's like, you know, do we go and get a guy there, or if we're going to sign a really expensive centre back for like 60 million, well, where's he going to play? Because you've got Canate, and you've got Virgil, and you've got Quansah and Gomez. So where's he going to play? He's not going to replace Virgil unless Virgil goes. So it's like, I mean, Klopp left us with an amazing team. And people still want more amazing players. And we've got an amazing team that almost got us it.
No, JK and myself, though, K-Mac. JK and myself, and loads of others as well. You've got to admit this. That we need a number 6.
We need a number 6, 100%. I don't disagree with that one bit. That's the guy that we need.
Need a number 6. We need it for years. Number 6.
However,
if we had a 6, we would have won the Premier League. 100%.
I get you. I totally get it. But if you look at Slot's system at Feyenoord, Matt Sweefer was his number 6. And Matt Sweefer was also his number 8. Like, he did a dual job, and he was really, really good at it. I do think he's going to look at Curtis Jones. I think he's going to see Curtis Jones, and he's going to go, you can do what Matt Sweefer does, mate. And better.
But we've said that before, though, haven't we? You know, on other shows.
Yeah.
Why not put Curtis there? But he lost some form after he was sent off on his injury.
Exactly.
And that was the sad thing about Curtis.
It was.
Because he's got great talent, and it needs to come out of him. That's what it is.
This season, like, very important. Yeah, very important for him and Darwin to get their heads right and concentrate on playing a full season fit. Them 2 players, like, for me, Curtis Jones, big time. I think, look at his wages. I think the lad's on pretty poor wages, considering, like, other players. Yeah. Like, Gravenberch's on 140, and then you look at Curtis, what he's on, it's a joke, you know. Give him a little bit of a boost, give him a pay increase, and maybe he'll step on from that, you know. Sometimes people don't understand, like, the players want to earn good wages, you know, and that might be on in the back of his mind, you know, all the time. I'm not getting paid sufficient enough for me being representing Liverpool and me being born in Liverpool. So I reckon that's a bit of a joke, that one.
It was him and Queven. Him and Queven are the lowest paid players in the team.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Queven Keller. They're both on like 20 grand or something.
I didn't know.
They pay their lecky bill. That's about it.
He's just had a kid as well. Like, he's just had his first child. Curtis.
Yeah, and when you consider how many years he's been involved in football, that's a bit of a joke. I think he needs to. That's what I'm saying. This season, he needs to prove to the guys who are paying his wages to give him a pay increase after he has a top season next season. Very important season for Curtis for me. Yeah. I think Curtis is on 15. Ale, 15K.
Yeah, he needs to stay fit. I think.
I know that you said he was old, K-Mac, but you know, a couple of questions. Right. First and foremost, JK and myself totally agree with you that for the past couple of seasons that Robbo has lost, you know, a lot of form. He wasn't the same player. And I'm not saying he was a weak link, but as defending, everybody's going on about Trent being, you know, a terrible defender. He's been out of position loads of times. I've noticed it, you know, and that's Robertson, and we've noticed that, and we wanted a left back. Also, would you still keep Samikas as a possible left back?
I don't think it's fair on him. I think he needs to go and play as first team. He's a good player. He just was never given a chance.
Well, JK and I have always said that. Not only that, okay, who would you like to see come in then? Because you've admitted, like what JK and a load of our chatters here, that we need a number 6. Who would you like to see? If Curtis, if Sloot doesn't, put him at number 6, who would you like to see as a number 6?
I'd like to see either Edison or Fofana.
Yeah, Edison.
Or Fofana.
Yeah.
The French lad. And I think I genuinely believe our left back that we're going to sign is El Nouri from Wolves.
Do you reckon we're going to get him?
Yeah, I think we'll get him.
Well,
and that's gonna be like Edwards' previous. Like Edwards wanted to sign him like before he went to Wolves. Like he's been on our radar for a very long time, and he's a really good player. We'll get him for about 35 million. I think it's a really good deal.
But do you remember when Ruben Neves went to Wolves and Liverpool were in, or we were screaming out for him?
I don't understand that one. Like that was another one which Klopp could have got. Like he could have had him. That was quite annoying. He scored bangers as well, didn't he?
Oh, it's great. I think he came and played against Liverpool to say,
scored a banger.
This is what you've missed. This is what you've missed with me.
I know. It's a weird one. Like Portuguese players work in the Premier League as well, so you're not really risking. There's not really much of a risk. They normally come in and do pretty well. I'll tell you someone who I'll tell you a double raid I'd like. Okay, bit out there, but it's a double raid.
Polana.
No, I'd like us to go to Nottingham Forest and take Murillo and Danilo.
Really?
Just because they rhyme. No, I would. I'd like us to go and get Murillo and Danilo. Danilo's playing for Brazil now. Like he cost them like 10 million, and Murillo cost them like 12 million. Like,
well, I hope Hughes on
we should be getting. Like,
well, I hope Hughes and the other lad, I don't know his name, was Scout. He's a scout for Bournemouth. Brought him up.
Is it
I hope they go to South America and look at these players.
Well, apparently Hunter's been over there.
Okay.
Barry Hunter's been over there in Brazil, like looking at players. Like maybe he was looking at Andre.
There's a guy who plays for Colombia, Richard Rios, their DM.
Yeah,
24. And I like the Turkish left back, Kodogoglu. Right-footed.
I think he'll end up at Man United, him or Arsenal.
Every time I see him play for Turkey, in the Euros, he's probably the best player. So him and that Richard Rios.
I like Demirel. Have you seen how good he is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
26 and he went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. But I was like that Polina as a number 6.
He's gone to Bayern. Well, he's gone to Bayern. I knew we'd go there.
Yeah, but
he's gone to Bayern.
He could have
gone to Bayern. He's a bit old now as well. He's 28 now, I think.
Yeah. But we could have had him when he was 26.
We could have had him like 3 years ago, mate.
And that's the shame.
Yeah.
That's the shame. But anyway, it's just we see. That this pod is not about having a go at players. It's not about that. Or look who we're going to get. We'd never say that. It's who we'd like.
Yeah.
Who we'd like to see come in to the side. That's all it is. Rather than, speculation about, look who we're going to get. Because I was fed up with Mbappe. I was fed up with Bellingham. and all this. We all knew what was going to happen. That the owners weren't going to pay 100 million, between 80 and 100 million for it. We knew that. But you had other pods saying we're going to get him, we're going to get him. I've had sources and everything else pissed off. We're not going to get him, and I was right. And that's the crying shame. That is the crying shame.
He would have ruined our club. He would have ruined our club. Like the wage structure would have killed us, and just him in the dressing room. Jesus Christ. There's talent there, but just let someone else deal with it.
Carmino Pille. Hi. Hello, Carmino. Come stari. Amico mio. Love Gakpo. He's the man. But he's been playing well, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He's been playing better there, the Netherlands than for Liverpool.
Always does.
He's scored little mad goals, hasn't he?
That's scoring good. He's playing well.
I mean,
very well.
Isn't it weird, isn't it, that you play a left-sided player who you bought, who was brilliant as a left-sided player, and he does well. Well, we haven't been playing him there.
Well,
we haven't played him there.
That's his rightful position.
He's done really well for other people because they played him on the left side, but we haven't.
Do you ever remember? You remember JK and UK, Mac? Do you ever remember when Gini Wijnaldum played for Holland in his rightful position and was scoring nearly every game he played for them? I was playing brilliant. And when he came back, he was always playing out of position. That's how good he was, because he was great for us. If you know what I mean. He always plays out of position.
Square peg, square holes, please, from now on. Happy with that.
Well, I think that there's only two players who play in the rightful position. Well, three. Well, not really three.
Well, the goalkeeper.
Our goalie, Virgil, and Mo Salah, just because on the right than he would be on his left. You know what I mean?
That's it. Man.
And that's it. Everyone else is out of position, or was out of position. We just have to see what it goes like with Sloot.
The weird thing about it as well is Bobby Firmino's natural position was on the left side.
I didn't know
where he played for Hoffenheim.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Have you also heard about Bobby Firmino as well? He's retired.
No.
He's become a pastor.
Go away.
Yeah, he's become a pastor of a church in Brazil with his wife. Isn't that unbelievable? That tickles the heart. That it really does.
With a shiny teeth. With a shiny teeth.
Yeah, he's only 32, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's only 32 and he's quit. That's it. Done.
What about Sadio? Where's he now?
He's still at Ronaldo's club, but I think he's getting sold. I think he's being sold to another Saudi club. Yeah.
You'll never see the likes of them again. Those front three, they were the best front three. No. I've been watching Liverpool since the Roger Hunt days and St. John days. But they only had one forward or two forwards, if you know what I mean. Besides wingers, great wingers, but just two in the middle. And that was Hunt and St. John. Then you go right up, don't you? You go right up to the likes of Toshak and Keegan and Dalglish and Rush. But never three.
No, never three.
And you'll never see those three ever again in any team. Any team. Mm-hmm. I forget who it was from Manchester City, and we beat them. We beat them soundly. And he said, those three, he said, you don't know where they are. They're so quick, and the ball that they give each other, you know.
That was Pep. That was Pep. Pep, he was always scared of Liverpool. He's at them three at the front. They're dangerous, something like that. I've seen a little video of him doing that. He was proper scared of Liverpool, you know. So
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Well, I
it
knew
was,
it was someone.
it was like the Red Arrows, wasn't it? It was
Of
like the
course
Red
it was,
Arrows.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
You know, and this is like this is what we're missing now. We missed it last season. We missed it just the season before when we were going after the quad, and we were going after the quad last season as well. You know, season just gone, and that's what we missed, unfortunately. That's what we missed. Just those three. Those. Here's a question. Here's a question for you, Kayman. And it's been said on previous shows, and lots of them have said it. Someone just came up and said, "What if we had Steven Gerrard, Mascherano, and Xabi Alonso?" Now, this is, last season. If they'd be playing in that team now, would we win the league?
Yeah,
And that was
100%.
January. I think
How old
so.
would they be?
No, I mean, like, when you're at the peak. Well,
What now? Like in their 40s?
no, I mean, at the peak, if they had them at the peak.
And at their peak, like, I'm sorry to say, but at their peak, they weren't at Liverpool.
Where were they?
Like, obviously, Gerrard was.
Yeah.
But at their peak, they weren't at
Alonso
Liverpool.
was at his peak here, and so was
Alonso was at his
Mascherano.
peak at Real Madrid.
That's how they got their moves, I reckon. They were at their best. They were still good when they went to the other team, of course. But I think
They
we
were
didn't win
brilliant.
anything with them, JK.
yeah, but that's because we had donkey defenders.
I know. So what I'm saying is, like, they were at their peak at other clubs apart from Stevie, because Mascherano was at his peak when he was in Barcelona. Like
He was. I've never seen a number 6
absolute
like
monster.
that.
Like
He was
they were
unbelievable.
brilliant for us, by the way, and that's why they got signed for Real
No,
Madrid and Barcelona.
that's what he was saying. If they were
Yeah.
here,
I'd say we'd win the lot.
yeah,
I'd say we'd win the lot. I'd say our forwards would probably get more goals because of the creation of Gerrard and Alonso. And you're looking at 10, 15 goals just from Stevie G, just from midfield.
Well, I was looking at some, but I never went on it, being honest. I was seeing it, and there's had 3 players. There's had Darwin, Jota, Salah, and there's had sell, buy, or, the usual play. I thought, they had Mo as sell. I think they forget what he's done. I really do. I really think that these lads, I don't know who they are, by saying sell, you can't sell a player who's fit as, if you know what I mean.
I mean, look, how many times do people have to have this conversation? Like, there's only like maybe 2 players on the planet that you could replace Mo with, and maybe get the same output. Like in one area, not in both areas, by the way. Maybe you get the same goals, or maybe you get the same assists, but you don't get both off anybody. No. Like, there's only Messi who can give that output in goals and assists consistently over and over and over every single season. There's no other players that could do it. Not both. Mo's a freak of nature. He just is.
Yes.
Like, he just is. There's Rodrigo, Mbappe, Vinny Jr. I mean, I'm not even De Bruyne now, because De Bruyne is kind of a bit old now and gets injured a lot. Maybe you're going to get quite close to that with Saka, but there's not a huge amount of players out there for me that are going to give you 15-15, because he gives you 15-15, which is insane. 15 assists, 15 goals every single season, consistently. Like,
yeah, but it's like the other fella though. It's like the other fella.
And sometimes he gives you 30 in goals.
But Darwin gave loads of assists last season,
Yeah.
Besides scoring goals. And the only thing that comes against him, we've said it on here, He should have scored. He should have put that away. And but people are forgetting the state of play anyway, and what he did achieve for Liverpool last season alone with the assists and the goals he scored. You can never forget the 2 goals he scored against Newcastle.
I mean, some of the best games last season that we won were down to Darwin. Like they were. Like he literally pulled a rabbit out of the hat in a couple of those games. Just unfortunately, he missed too many big chances for me. Like that just needs to get sorted out, and it will, because Slot's got previous on improving strikers. Like he's done it with so many strikers now, like massively improved them. Like took them from like single figures to double figures and above in the space of a season. I don't think Darwin needs that much tweaking. I just think Darwin needs to be told, you don't need to do all of that other stuff. Otherwise you're going to be tired. Otherwise you're not going to be in the right position because you're too busy doing all the other stuff. And I just think he needs to be provided more bullets, because the more bullets you give him, the more chances he gets, the more opportunities he's got to score. And if it takes five chances to score one, then it just does. We just need to give him 15 chances in a game.
That's it. But he will score.
He will score.
He will score. It's as simple as that. But you're getting fans, unfortunately. I don't know. I think we should.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
I hope not, because I think we've got great forwards.
All our forwards last season got 10 goals plus.
Yeah.
No other team in the top 5 leagues in Europe have done that last season, and they all got 10 plus. Like, for me, if you can get another 20 games out of Jota, then he's on 20 goals. Like, because at the moment, Jota's a goal every 2 games on numbers wise. Like, he's that good. So get him on the pitch more. You get more goals out of him. Play Gapco in the right position. You're going to get plenty more goals out of him. Don't play Salah every single game consistently all the time. Let him get some rest. Let him come out of games. You'll get more goals and assists out of him. And just let Núñez just be in the box more, and you'll get more goals out of him.
I think that's a great goal. Do you agree with that? What K Max said?
Yeah.
Well, that's a very good answer, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. and then put Dominic Szoboszlai behind.
I'm playing him in the right position.
Number 10, and watch him start putting 30 yarders in.
Exactly. Let's see.
It sounds great, doesn't it? It sounds great. And everybody wants Mbappe. And everyone wants to sell Salah. How is that not making it sound good, what I've just said?
Exactly, and this is what people, I'm not saying any of our chat, I'm talking about other people on different chats. And Dicko says, K-Mac, see our pitch is being relayed. I think relayed,
not delayed.
Yeah, it is, because but they always do it every year.
Yeah, she had to pay for that as well.
She's great, that Taylor Swift girl. She's wonderful. She's wonderful. What she gets to Liverpool.
I might talk about her during our next chat, Frank. There's some weird stuff about that.
But what?
About her.
Go on.
Yeah, some pretty crazy stuff, pretty wild stuff actually. I might talk about her as well.
It's not gossip, is it?
Leave
that for the Monday show with Joe Whittaker, the Hollywood gossip.
I think she's a plant.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think she's a democratic plant.
No.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll talk more about it.
Oh, Them Democrats.
Yeah, I know.
God.
Communists. You mean communists, not Democrats.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I look, roads Greece and like to go to Mauritius, although beware of pickpockets, says Judge there.
So random.
Beware of pickpockets.
I remember I was in Rio de Janeiro, and I came out of our hotel and I walked around the corner, and I was with a mate, and we got robbed by some men, and we were quite young, and they took my trainers, they took my mate's trousers, and left him in his underpants.
You joke.
And they took my shirt, but they left me with my like, because I had something over it, so they didn't want that. They literally just knife point, by the way, it was at knife point, and they literally just like picked our clothes and things that they wanted off us, like they were in a shop, like they were shopping.
Well, my mates went to, I worked with him. He was at university. He was a sociologist, and he said, "I'm going to Disneyland." I said, "Oh, great." So anyway, he said, "I'm taking me two girls, and his wife, like obviously." So we get there. Two things happened to him. One, he said to them, got there, and there was all these films on. He went, "So we watch films. Do you want ice cream and popcorn?" And there was a supermarket over the way. So we went over there. And the next thing's in he came with his ice cream, to pay for it. And all of a sudden, these fellas ran in with guns. And it was a robbery, armed robbery. Then all of a sudden, loads of police came in with guns. And they grabbed him. Those like, not handcuffs, those tight things. They put in
Plastic
he said, I'm only here. He said, I've just got here today. And they went, come on, where do you stay? Brought him up to his room, knocked on the door, the police. Honestly, this is serious. The door opened, and his wife Liz, and he said, "Do you know this man?" And she went, "No, who is he?" He dragged him out. She went, "No, Moni, it's my husband. It's my husband." So,
No way.
During the same holiday, he went for 2 weeks. He went into a bar. He said to she said, I'll take the kids, like, Disney thing, But that's what he went for. And he decided to go for a drink. And he went to this bar, and he was in there. He said there was only 3 people in there. And this fella was at the bar. And he went like that, can I have a beer, whatever. And the fella went like that. He said, "Are you English?" And he went, "Yeah." He said, "Where are you from?" He said, Liverpool. He went, "Wow." He said, "The Beatles." And anyway, he bought them a drink. He bought Mike a drink. And the next was, after a couple of drinks, he said, "Come on, man." He said, "I'll take you to a better bar than this. This is dead. Come on." And he went around this corner like that. He pulled a gun on him, and he went, "Where's your money?"
Oh my God. Wow. Wild West.
Oh, about that, so that's out America for you. But that's the way it is anyway. But at least you survived. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came back 10 Commander. I'll have to go right down here, boys.
Yeah, you missed out loads, mate. You're going to be there a while.
Hamza Ayaz is that. Big up. Big up, hey, Matt.
Big up.
Isn't that lovely? Is it one of your lads, obviously?
Yeah, there's loads that have come over. Good on them.
And the Antico says, salute presser tomorrow. Yeah.
Sounds a bit weird. The way that's written. Slot presser.
Tomorrow. And Brian says, hopefully, if Slot isn't a yes man, he will start to tell all about FSG. If he doesn't get players, can't have another manager sitting around not being able to buy who he wants at times. That's a good shout, that, actually. The Red Bird. Funny how a lot of conspiracy theories come through. Also funny how the brainwashed sheep love to deny truth if it don't suit their agendas. That's brilliant. You'll have to tune into that, Red Bird, because I know you never come on here. You or the
Spot on, Red Bird. But that seems to be the problem about the whole world. Everyone's sort of brainwashed to do this, that, and the other. You know, I think it's about time people woke up and realized the cost of living, for example. You know, all these distractions. What's this? All this time and energy they've done for this election. You know, they're doing it in America now as well. It's gonna be the same old bullshit straight after. You know, it's like a cycle. These people are never gonna wake up. Like, come on, why are you actually voting? What are you voting for? You know. So I think it's about time people woke up in that way.
Well, every week I live on my own. Every week I go to Sainsbury's and I buy my stuff, and I spend an average every week of £80 a week. Every single week, and I don't eat much. That's true. So that's true. So yes. How many defenders do Arsenal need?
I was just going to say, like, back in the day, you could buy a car for 400. That's like a month shopping now.
Well, funny enough, one of my DVDs come on YouTube. I didn't put it on, it just came on. And it was about two women called the Black Widows from Scotland Road, near where I live now. And they murdered a husband for £150 insurance. And I said, I'm talking about 1888, and 1884, I'm sorry. And I said, if you think that's a lot of money, it's not, because you could buy 2 terraced houses for that money. 2 terraced houses, so it's a lot of money, especially going back into those days. So yeah, it's Italian players not great, not a great record in the Premier League, so let him go to Arsenal, says Judge Red. That's Calafiori. That's Calafiori. And I like your thing there. I like your flag, I hope you like my flag as well, in the top corner. We are moving under the radar, in my opinion. The others are have you got to go?
No, my dog's barking. Sorry.
Oh, okay. They are, lads. I'll go to you on that one there. I'll go to you on last, if you don't mind, K-Mac. JK, we are moving under the radar, in my opinion, says LA.
Yeah, I think, like we was on about to K-Mac 10 minutes ago about Szoboszlai. Not one guy, not one reporter, not one football Liverpool fan said Szoboszlai is going to come. Boom, he just came. I think we moved like that, and I like it like that. Hence why I don't get caught up in the hysteria of speculation about which players are coming in and stuff. Yeah. You save your energy if you don't do that. So I think it's a good way to move.
Yeah.
But I think, maybe depends on who's available and what we're looking at. There's a lot of questions right now, especially for Liverpool fans, because of the new manager. You've got Edwards and the other guy coming in. So there's a lot of questions. So there's going to be a lot of people sort of speculating what's going to happen next, So, and we're sort of mature people. We know that half of it's like rubbish.
Well, I think I upset George the other night. Was you on the other night? No, you weren't, were you?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm concerned about how we're going to go. And George must have thought, about like slot, because what I did mention, we're Liverpool Football Club, and we don't want what slot on, or Sloot. We don't want what he did for Feyenoord by bringing in 15 players for 30 million euro. I don't want that. And as I said to K back and you, We need a marquee signing. We need top quality players. We really need three top quality players. And I know that
I
we've
think,
got a
yeah.
great squad. Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're at that point now where if the owners sort of kept the fans happy by sufficiently giving Klopp what he needed to win titles, us fans wouldn't want to overspend on a certain player because we want us to be healthy and this, that, and the other. As you've seen throughout Klopp's tenure, that we didn't really have a time where we overspent big time. We only did it with Coutinho left. We sold him 140, got Alisson and Virgil in, you know. So I think I'm at this point of being a Liverpool fan where I want our owners to spend some big money, you know. And I'm thinking, look, what you just said a minute ago, they've got 15 guys in for 13 million for Fahrenheit. So that big marquee signing don't look like it's going to come, you know. If Klopp, for me, probably at the top 3 managers in the world where players want to go and play for, say, you know what, I want to go and play for Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Arne Slot doesn't have that.
James, you know,
Yeah.
I think I upset. He said, I'm going now. Albeit that it was well his time to leave, if you know what I mean. He always leaves, doesn't he? After 10 o'clock. And he said, I've got to go. He said, I don't want to upset anyone, but, you know, you've got to express your opinion. And he expressed
No, I just feel that if Klopp wasn't given what he needed, I don't think Arne Slot will. I just got a feeling about that one, you know. Arne Slot's got the Liverpool badge to pull in players, and that's it at the moment, you know. He hasn't built a name yet in the game. Like Klopp sort of did that before he came to Liverpool. The guy had a big personality, and that got a lot of players in. They wanted to play for that guy. I think Arne Slot needs to sort of he needs to like hit the ground running. I think football fans don't have patience no more. You know, us Liverpool fans always have had patience, haven't we, with managers? But say Hodgson, Rodgers, and say Slot, for example. So I think just for Slot and his football career, he needs to sort of get things moving pretty quickly.
Well, okay. I'd keep Costas at least for one more season, says Brian. At least he has proved himself, and Ale right underneath him. It's only what we said before. We agreed. Robbo was on the decline, and it's plain to see. Definitely needs an upgrade on Robbo. Get Nuri. He's excellent in my opinion, and we agreed with it.
Yeah,
we agreed with that.
Nuri is good attacking, defending not so good.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah,
that is the issue.
I agree.
That's him texting us.
That's why if you get a defensive midfielder, then
that'll give him time to settle in there.
Yeah, you could be negating that. I totally agree with you as well, JK. I mean, all Liverpool can do is sell the project right now. They can't. The manager can't sell it. Like we have to sell the project moving forward because Klopp was just a massive pull for players. Like they wanted to play for Klopp. He could get players just with his gravitas. We've got a manager which is up and coming, but it's and the other issue we've got as well, by the way, is we're not London.
That's
we're
it.
not London. Players don't want to come to the Northwest if they're not being paid mega bucks. Yeah, which is why they go to Manchester United or Newcastle at the moment because they get huge wages.
Well,
the wages, that's two things. Yeah. I was just gonna say, that's bang on there, K-Mac, about two things: the manager having him put the pulling power and the wages to pull the players in. We don't pay big wages. We just don't do that. So I don't know how we're gonna pull big players in.
Right, two interesting by Ludovic and Taft's. I'll read them out. It's Ludovic says, it's weird our players play better on international duty. And Tafsir says, Bobby was a legend, but he even struggled in Saudi. Klopp ran the legs off him, and even Fab is dead in Saudi. I think the heat has something to do with that.
No, it's all the players that Klopp had. Like there's nothing left in the tank in any of them. Like in any of them. Look at Gini Wijnaldum. Gini Wijnaldum legs broke. Like he's literally his legs broke twice when he left Liverpool. None of them have got any form. None of them. Divock Origi's been rubbish. Ginny's been rubbish. Bobby's been rubbish. Mane's been rubbish. Hendo's been rubbish. Fabinho's been rubbish. Like seriously, like none of them have been able to take what they had at Liverpool and put it somewhere else because they just got.
So what's the problem with that, or what's the theory about that?
They just got
the manager. It must be the manager.
We used them and got the best out of them and moved them on. And I haven't got a problem with that. I've not got a problem at all. The problem I had was a few of them were already on the way down.
Yeah.
And they were still with us. Yeah.
The thing is, if you're going to play for Klopp, you better get ready to run. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it's any different for Slot, mate.
Yeah, so it's weird because I was telling my bro's son about football is a game where it doesn't really matter if you're good at football. It matters if you can run for 90 days non-stop. If you can run for 90 days non-stop, you can become a footballer. And that's why the big players like your Messi's, Platinis, I don't know, just like big players who are special, Messi's are going to sort of die out of the game because football is becoming very robotic and mechanical, It's like, that's why you've got guys studying players with stats. So that's what football is going to be in the future,
Well, yeah, there's a couple of.
That's why you've got Ronaldinho literally rinsing the whole of the Brazilian team in his comments.
Yeah. Well, Gary Rigby says, just let me read these two.
I've got to go. I'm really sorry, guys. All right.
Okay, take care.
I'll catch up with you again soon, and we'll definitely hit me up, Frank, and we'll do that show, mate. All right. Big up everyone.
Well, come on next Tuesday. Come on.
Yeah. I'll jump on. All right. See you later, guys.
See you later. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I've got to move stuff around the house. Bye.
Take the dog out for a walk as well.
I'm moving house, mate, so I've got to do that.
I'll go out. Yeah, it's so stressful. That's one of the most stressful things in life, moving houses, believe it or not.
I know. I'll catch up with you later.
Good luck with that. Bye. I'll see you next Tuesday, hopefully.
Yep. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Okay, mate. Gary Rigby says, I cringe every time someone mentions Man U or City. Who cares about them? Come on, guys. This is a Liverpool channel. Absolutely. I've always said that. I won't even watch Man United or City. And you're absolutely right, Gary. And Steve says, nothing wrong with selling Salah while you can. And you hammered Gapco. All a bit short-sighted, in my opinion.
I was back then.
I
was back then.
Is that going to go Gapco? Yeah, because he was playing awful. And that's all we ever said. We never said get rid of him or anything like that. Sell him. Never ever said that. If anyone played bad, we say it. It's just like Darwin missing those chances. Should have scored. He should have scored those goals. This is what we're like. It's only constructive criticism. That's all it is. You can't keep saying, they're great, having a great game. I felt sorry, and I mentioned it on my show. I said about Gapco. I brought my granddaughter Sophia up to see the Southampton game, the cup game, and I was sitting there. And I felt sorry for him. And I did feel sorry for him. He was terrible. He didn't know where he was playing. He was all over the place. all over the place. And when he was coming off, he had a smile, and he was just shaking hands with everyone. He had a smile, and I thought, that's nice, that, rather than being all sulky and everything, just had a nice little smile. Albeit he was, and he must have known that he was awful. So, you've got to you've got to be constructive, whether it's sort of, go on.
I just wanted to say what Ludovic said about that our footballers play better on international duty, because the only two things I had wrong with Klopp was our fitness levels and people getting injured, and him playing players where they shouldn't be playing. And I think when they go on international duty, they play in the position they actually born to play. Like Gakpo, he plays on the left for Holland, and every time I watch Gakpo play for Holland, he's probably one of their major threats. So for me, I like players playing where they should be playing. You'll get a happier player there.
Well, Redbird says, me and JK have backed our boy Darwin from the get-off next season. From the off next season. He will cook for us. What do you reckon, JK?
Big time. Yeah.
Just let me finish that. Register says, I'll go back to what Redbird said. Uama Gapco, Register said, so he's saying, well, who hammered him? After the lads said about we hammered him. So go ahead, me and JK are back to our boy Darwin. Go on.
Yeah, I like Darwin's energy. When you've got energy, that shows me that you're willing to do something. And that's why, for me, Darwin's always dangerous. Why? Because he's got that energy, You've seen him for Uruguay now. He's scored a few goals in the Copa. He's a goal scorer. I just think he needs to, because pre-injury, like Curtis, the guy was on fire. He was slowly becoming that player. Boom, gets injured. Same as Curtis, same as Endo. Ruined our title push, So for me, next season, a very important season for Darwin and Curtis Jones for me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said we've got to keep our forwards.
Oh, I'll keep all of them.
Absolutely. We don't need any forwards. I'd love that. I'll tell you, there's only one player I'd like a forward, and that's that Carey from Napoli.
Yeah, he's quality. He is. He's quality. I like that guy from Spain as well, Williams. I think he's got that fire in him. I think if we go for him, he's not really playing at a big team, so maybe. I like the energy the lad's got. He's playing well.
But that's what we're like here. We like players, not like we're
signing him.
We'd like to see, rather than speculate and saying we're gonna get him and all this nonsense what people say, on other pods. And I'm taking, no wonder Starmer didn't show his face in Liverpool. Yeah, spoke to the show. But, I have to say this, there's no one more against the current bun than me. Nobody. Because they told lies about me. I was one of the people there, survivors. And it's just collective what they said. We're all involved in it when they blamed us. And but you've got to look at politicians. They can't just ignore papers. They just can't ignore papers. And that's every politician. That's every politician, I'm afraid. They just don't say, I can't read that because of, if you know what I mean. And I'm talking about Liverpool supporters as well, politicians. They have to read them to see what they're going on about. So don't ever go at me, please, and please don't. I know that you're upset, and I am. That's why I am voted. because Starmer is like the rest of them. Taylor Swift is iffy, Frank, but I'll let K-Mac tell you more on the other chat. Says the Redbird. Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Register. Most celebs are run by their agents. They say what they are told to say. I totally agree, Register. Most of them don't actually care about anything but their reputation and their career. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
You know what it is? It's like, yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, just like, you know, the way people worship celebrities, and when you really look at celebrities, they're told what to do, what to say, how to live, blah, blah, blah. So you're sort of worshipping something that's a robot. Carry on. You know what I mean?
When I was talking about, like, you know, I spend an average of 80 quid a week. Aldi is cheaper.
Oh, classic. They were saying that years ago, that one, you know, when Aldi first popped up. That was their famous line everyone would use. Aldi is much cheaper. Too funny.
Well, IBR Stella says, I think the Italians struggle to settle here. I think you're right there. My grandson didn't want to speak English. Bambino. Bambino. You know, I used to say to me.
It's the climate for me. The climate change. You know, it's too much.
Yeah, it is. It is. A centre half we might be looking at is Mosquera from Valencia. Do you know why? Do you know why? You know, like if an ordinary Spanish person was like Rafa, for example, and we say Valencia, and they say Valencia. Do you know why they say that with the lift?
Mm-hmm.
Shall I tell you why?
Go on.
It was the Moors. The Moors, when the Moors came and invaded them, you know, Spain, rather than, you know, speak like they normally speak, they said, you know, instead of saying like Valencia, they said Valencia. So it was to put off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like backslang what the soldiers learned in the Second World War. You know, backslang the soldiers, you know, to confuse the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it was like. IBR, Keita, Enzo, Fab, Bobby, and Mane all washed. Says ABR Stella. IBR Stella. Yeah.
They won it all. That was cool. They won it all. That was okay.
And they won us all. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They won.
Yeah.
We were privileged to watch them. And when, like, you know, young kids today, you know, like when I was watching Roger Hunt and whatever, they're going to grow up to be your age, JK, and my age, and look back and say, what did we witness? That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. What did we witness there? Fabulous, you know.
You know, to be thankful to be able to have that success. It's like when I seen Liverpool fans sort of bad mouthing Clark at the end of when he was leaving and stuff, made me realise the way football has become, how people are not thankful. Klopp woke up every morning, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, I don't know, every day, even when it was cold, to get out there, train. Like, he got paid. Wow, don't get me wrong, but the time and effort and the energy he put into his job to get us that success. If we didn't win nothing, not even the Premier League, we won FA Cups and the League Cup a couple of times, and then he left. I could understand the back chat, but he got us that Premier League title after 30 years, and he got us another Champions League to add to our 5 we already had. So for me, as I've always said, if he was backed financially in what he needed, you know, he would add more league titles and Champions League titles. He actually got us to 2 more Champions League finals as well, which we lost. So for me, Klopp got them players there. It was the players' job to get that job finished on the pitch in the final game, you know. So I just think fans need to appreciate what players and managers do for us as supporters, you know, as a club.
But that's what it's all about as well. It's he could make a good player into a great player.
Simple as.
And he liked the young kids, you know what I mean? He went up and he watched them. And he has a good eye for talent.
Yep.
He has a very good eye. And he never has any qualms about bringing Quansah in. He didn't have any qualms about bringing Bradley in. And he never had any qualms about bringing Curtis Jones in and young Elliott either. So, you know, he did have a good eye. But unfortunately, he's gone now, which upset me a great deal. And IBR says Klopp never rotated players enough and overplayed the same players. I agree with him there. I really do. The Slaughter doesn't stay fit, we will struggle, lads. That's what Brian says. 2 very good comments, those. 2 very good ones. 2 good. Steve 25. Fair cop, Frank. Good stuff. You'll never walk alone. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, mate. See, you know, this is what we're all about, Steve. Honestly, mate. You know, we don't speculate. We talk Liverpool. Because one of the lads, Gary Rigby, said, you know, this is a Liverpool channel. Who's interested in Man U and their City? And he's completely and utterly right. Who is? We're big Reds. Every one of you on there are big Reds. Wonderful supporters. You wear the beard on your arm. That's where you wear your beard, on your arm. And we want the best for Liverpool. This is no matter, you know, I criticise the owners quite a lot. I really do. Because I've always said, and JK will agree with me, they've never really invested. They've never invested. We could have won more. We could have won more under Klopp. Like JK mentions other finals we got to. We could have won them. We really could have won them if the investment was there. We should have won at least 2 more premierships if the investment was there.
Simple as, yeah.
But it wasn't. We struggled.
Yeah. I was going to say, even if the investment was there in January, but we just got a DM in to do a job, we would have won that Premier League title. 100% we would have won that Premier League title. So that mistake we made in January cost us the Europa League, FA Cup, and the Premier League title push.
Well, Made Up Registers come out and said this. They should have spent on a midfielder instead of loaning Mello.
Yeah.
Register, yeah, JK, I tell you, I go back 3 seasons ago. 3. And I wanted 2 midfielders in. 2 midfielders. I was screaming out for them. Because we hadn't signed a midfielder. The last midfielder we signed was Thiago. And Thiago was one of the worst players for getting injured.
Yeah, man.
Albeit he was a great player. But, you know, he was out more than playing. And that's what I mean, Register. You know, they should have spent on a midfielder. They should have spent on 3. Not last season, the season before. Because I said, JK said, everyone said, well, not everyone, but, you know, some agreed, some disagreed, that the likes of Henderson, Keita, Fab. You know, our midfielders, Milner. I'm not being funny against Milner. Milner was only playing like 30, 40 minutes. He either started a game but didn't finish a game, or came on as sub during the second half at some period. And that was wrong. He should have had a young, great midfielder. And I know that people are going to say, oh, we could play right back or left back or whatever back. So could Joe Gomez. But what I'm saying is, you know, we should have invested. And I screamed out. So, you know, what Register says they should have spent on a midfielder instead of loaning Melo. What do you think about that comment there, JK?
Yeah, them sort of things they've pulled out. You know, like when we won the Champions League, we ended up buying Adrian, that lad from Holland, and that was about it. And they're doing that Arthur Melo thing there. They just got Endo in as a DM. Last minute, Stuttgart, 15, 16 million. You know, instead of saying, you know what, they said they went for Casado. I don't really believe we did. I just don't feel that we really wanted him. You know, I think Klopp was enough for that guy to say, you know what, forget Chelsea, I'm coming to Liverpool. So I'm not 100% sure is that really possible that we really put a bid in for him anyway.
Well, the fellow was
messing around. Yeah.
Well, Bolo was his mate, wasn't it? You know, John Henry's mate. I just think they had a chat. I want to appease the football fans, Liverpool football fans, if you know what I mean. And that's why we were putting silly bids in, not, you know, with no intention of buying. And everything's been proved anyway. Everything.
Yeah, because as soon as that news broke that day, I just knew it didn't feel right. I said, we're not getting him. You know, he was like, yeah, on social media, Chelsea fans were crying, and then Liverpool fans were making fun of him, we're going to get Casado, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we're not getting him.
Well, I always remember a lad named Craig Gold, and he's got a pod. And he was saying, we're going to sign Jude Bellingham. You take my... And people were saying, well, hang on. You know, there's Real Madrid. No, you never mind Real Madrid. They're non-existent in Jude's mind. He won't be going. He's coming to Liverpool. I know he is. My sources have told me. Problem was, and I just went, yeah, here's my opinion. And I said, Craig, he won't come. He's going to Real Madrid. That's where he'll end up, because there's no way that the owners will pay between 80 and 100 million for him. No way whatsoever. And I'm speaking rubbish, he said. He's coming in. I know he is. That's why I don't watch him anymore. That's why I don't watch. Okay. You know, just leave it. And that's all. What, you know, this is what other pods are like. I think we've got a great pod, you and I really do, because we've got K-Mac on, you know, he comes out with some great stuff. And
we do go
yeah. The fair was so fair. You know, big up players. You know, there's like as I said before, sell Mo Salah. What for?
What for?
It breaks records every season. Look at Ronaldo. He's nearly 40. He's nearly as old as me. Catching me up. But you know, when you look at him still playing, and he's still got it. Mo Salah is fitter and younger than him. Miles younger than him. He's got a lot to give. But as one of the lads said, I really think it was Brian. Or was it Brian? Was it IBM? No, I don't. That's what it was. And said that we've overplayed him. We overplayed, players. And he's right.
Mhm.
But we didn't have a big squad, did we? Remember the
There you go.
centre back, and we had to bring Inca back and had
Oh.
Nat Phillips playing centre half. Remember when we had to play both Fabinho and Henderson, that is, at centre backs? That's how bad we never had a squad.
Yeah, had a
People,
squad.
we had a great first season. I'm sorry, JK. Go on.
No, I'm just saying exactly what you just said there, bang on, about the reason why we got a lot of injuries because we never had a sufficient, strong enough squad that's gonna not really hinder our game. You know, you can get 10 guys from the pub to come and fill your squad if you want, but they're not going to do the same job than guys who are getting injured. You know what I mean? And sometimes we act like that. Arthur Mello, come on, more like
Exactly.
Arthur Hello. You know, like them sort of moves shows you where we are at with these owners. You know, they're always going to do it Moneyball style, or cheap. You know, for me, getting Salah for 35 million and Mane and Bobby for less than 100 million, nearly, say 100 million for them three, top business, no problem with that. But sometimes you need
Unbelievable business. Unbelievable business.
unbelievable, you know. So
But,
for me, big up for
go on.
that. But at the times, there's certain times in a manager's career at a club where he will need a bit of backing. And Klopp had every time us fans were saying he needs a bit of backing now, he was never backed. He was never backed. And that is the Champions League win. Nothing was done after that. After the league win, when nothing was done after that. So, and also in January just now, where me and you were going on about in November time, December time, we needed a DM. We did nothing again. So for me, the only reason we got the success over the last 10 years is because of Klopp and nothing else.
Well, I'm just going on to this register again. And he said they should have spent it on a midfielder instead of loaning Mello. The thing is, I'm just going to let you know, and this is so spot on. And it's what Brian says. Let's not forget that Jürgen said that he didn't need midfielders. One of the most confused statements for me he ever came out with during his tenure. Absolutely spot
Bang
on.
on. Yeah.
And he did, he said it. I don't need them. And then the penultimate day register.
Yeah.
On the penultimate day, he turned around and said to the press conference of the closing of the window, that is, the penultimate day, he said, "You were right, I was wrong about midfielder because someone said, do you need midfielder? You haven't signed." And he went, "You were right, I was wrong," he said. And he brought in Arthur Mello. And I said at the time, this fella's injured. He kept getting injured for Juve. That's why Juve wanted to get shut of him. That's why Juve wanted to get shut of him, because he was always injured. And he came to Liverpool Football Club an injured player. He was injured when he came, and he thought that he could get him fit. And he played 17 minutes for the whole of the season. 17 minutes. And that's what destroyed us when we were seeking everything. And they didn't save anything because we still need to sign that midfielder. Says the register. I remember we were linked with Douglas Luiz that year because he was in his last year of his deal. We could have got him for 20 million, but we didn't do it. What a player he would have been.
Mm-hmm.
So we can blame everybody, but there were mistakes. And mistakes, the greatest mistake for me was the investment on the pitch. And then you had other fans swallowing what they were saying, and there was a load of spin, and I'm talking coming from the owners. And Jürgen gave out, when he was leaving, he went down to the arena, and there was thousands of people there, full house, and he was talking about his tenure at Liverpool. And one of the lads said, I was there, and he didn't mention about FSG, he said that they were all right and whatever. And I said, he's got to say it. I've not got to. I said, he's bound to say that. He's bound to say it. Because if he came out with the truth, and I mean the truth about lack of investment, and, did he talk about Bellingham? Because he was so upset over Bellingham. He was promised Bellingham. I said, did he talk about that? He wouldn't come out and say, they left me in the lurch, and I was so humiliated in front of Bellingham's parents, entourage, because he was signing. And this is the problem. This is the problem. He wouldn't come out and say that. There's no way. He's a gentleman, is Jurgen Klopp. But if he would have had the money, if he would have been given what he wanted, and the players we could have had because of him, no one would have stopped us. Nobody. We would have won a lot more than what we did achieve, albeit that it was great. We should have won more, and I'm talking about even going back when FSG took over the tenure. We won one premiership. If there was loads of investment, we could have won more in their tenure. Don't forget, it took Jurgen 4 years before he won anything. 4 years. But we were always up there or thereabouts. And let's hope that we're not going to be there or thereabouts again. What I mean is, let's be challenging. Let's be challenging. Who's taking notice of Aston Villa? They finished 4th. They did very well. That could easily be Liverpool. Easily be Liverpool. And that's just me, lads and girls and everything else. And if you haven't subscribed, could you do me a favour and subscribe, please? Just get the algorithm out there for me. I'm a big red, like yourselves. And you only talk sense, JK talk sense, K-Mac talk sense. And I'm sorry I didn't read out all the comments, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I had to get right down. And Jaden McGill, Brian says, is right, Frank, we would have cleaned up, lifted the lot, times over. Thanks for tonight, Frank, JK. Been brill. Stay safe. Up the no, it's not the effing Reds tonight, is it? Up the Reds. You'll never walk alone.
Bless, bro.
It's been an eventful evening, hasn't it? We've spoken about everything. Earthquakes, hurricanes, weather. I've not had a bit of football thrown in. It's been wonderful, really has. So, I hope everyone's all right. Thank you, every single one of you on tonight. Every single one. Thank you so much. Thank you. And if you can subscribe and press the little like button, it'll get the algorithm out there. The JK and myself, and K-Mac, and George Scott. It's been good tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's up that one.
Oh, stop it, you did it. Oh, God, yeah.
We're talking about the weather. It made me laugh. No, but for me, the Aldi comment was a classic. The Aldi.
Yeah, Steve 25. Whatever. Southgate for United.
I think if he lost his last game, he was going to get no job. You know, they were losing, weren't they, until the last 2-3 minutes or whatever, and then scored.
Yeah.
Bellingham scored a overhead kick.
Yeah.
Oh, Bellingham was captain material. You seen it in that game, the way he sort of went to every player and sort of jigged him up a little bit. You know, the guy's going to be a future captain, top player.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a thumbs up and everything for from IBR.
That's one.
So listen. Gary Rigby's cringing now. Says you say. Oh, Ali Noose was on. I never read out any of his comments, but I had to go right down. I had to bypass loads, and I'm sorry if I never read any out, but I had to get to the latest ones. And Ali Noose said, get over to Romania for your hair to get some sun. Go anywhere to get some sun. Go anywhere. But you know, it's I just hate this weather. And as one of the lads says, we're getting a heat wave next week. I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. It's like players, you know. I'll believe it when he's shining on the dotted line with a shirt on. So anyway, JK, thank you so much for tonight.
You're welcome.
And I hope to see you next Tuesday with George. And if
Sorted.
you were, you know, there'd be no problem. And K-Mac will be on with us again. Southgate for that. I can't get over that. Southgate for United.
Hopefully.
Gary Rigby's cringing now. So anyway, thank you. All the chat have been absolutely brilliant, because without you, you wouldn't have been a football pod, or a weather pod, or a social issue pod, or anything what we were talking about. Food pod. All the prices have gone up. Get to Aldi, it's cheaper. Is Aldi a German company?
Yeah, Aldi and Lidl. Yeah.
Is Lidl as well?
Yeah.
Go away. Didn't know that. I really didn't know it.
Okay.
Okay then, JK. Hopefully, whether I see you Saturday morning, I don't know.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
Enjoy the games.
Yeah, for sure.
Enjoy the games. I have watched a few films. I always forget them, you know, but I've written them down this time. So we'll be talking about them. And obviously, football's going to come into it. Suppose the weather will come into it as well. So anyway,
Who do you reckon's going to win the Germany-Spain game?
I think Germany's going to win the whole lot. They're going to win the tournament. I really do. I really do. It should be a cracking game, that though.
They've got, like, in the other semi-final on their quarter-final is Portugal-France. So whoever wins out of them two plays them. So it's going to be a bit tricky.
I reckon, though. I know. Who's England playing? Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland, yeah.
Right, out of the lot of them, the two weakest teams is Switzerland and England. That's in my opinion. The rest of them.
I think Switzerland have got a good mentality. They've got a good discipline, hence why they play sort of good.
Yeah.
They're very, They ain't got no superstars, But discipline-wise, for me, probably one of the strongest teams left. Yeah, England, weak mentality. They've got the players, but they can't do it. So that's why I think Switzerland might even beat England.
But I'm looking at it at like an ordinary fan's point of view. Turkey, not a bad side, Turkey. So you've got them. You've got the likes of France. You've got the likes of, besides France, you've got Portugal there. And Portugal haven't been playing too good either.
No.
Really haven't. I thought they were lucky the other night. All right, they will fall out on penalties. But when you look at France, they've been playing poorly as well. So with Germany being the host, and even Spain, with being the hosts, Germany, because of the weakness of teams, I think they should win it. I really do. The Germans.
Got the finals.
That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. And Brooklyn's finest. Great film, Frank. Yeah, I think anything, about. I liked Once Upon a Time in America. I liked the likes of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was brilliant. The Netherlands versus Spain, Euro final 2024, says Dean Jason, 97. That's a good show, that. Holland and Spain, that's what the lad says.
Mm-hmm.
See, you can't really say for sure, can you?
Which team's going to win?
Who's going to, who's going to be there? Whereas a few years ago, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did see, great teams. And I'm going back through the decades. When you're seeing when you're seeing World Cups, you go, wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. If you know, France were a great side. France were a brilliant side. Brazil. Unbelievable. Italy. Look at the decline of Italy.
Whoa.
They won the Euros.
Whoa. Yeah.
That
is the worst Italian team I've probably seen in my whole life.
Yeah, same here.
Terrible.
Same here. And I've been going a lot longer than you, to be honest, Jake.
You know what I mean? So you saying that. Yeah. That's what I was on about. Yeah. Just about football's going downhill in that way of robotic football, data analysts, not letting your eyes say, yeah, he's a top player, and say, yeah, he can beat 3-4 men and do this, that, and the other. They want robots. Guy, get the ball pass. That's it. It's sort of the creative side of football is sort of dying out, and that's why, like the Italians back in the days, Rossi, Del Piero, just had big name players who can just do things. Vieri, sorry, just players who could do something. Or Roberto Baggio as well, So them type of players are gone. Mm-hmm.
Incredible players. Incredible. Cannavaro.
Yep.
Centre half. But what a centre half he was. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Incredible. As you mentioned, Del Piero was an incredible player. Yep. Totti, Francesco Totti.
Mm-hmm.
What a player he was. But you've got none of them now. You've got none whatsoever. Paolo Maldini.
Mm-hmm. You got Schumacher.
Oh.
I can't believe that.
I can't myself. It's just.
What do you think is the main reason behind that? Why Italian football has gone really bad like that over the years?
I'll tell you for why. I'll give you that right now. Besides Real Madrid, Real Madrid were bringing in players from South America And I'm going back to the early part of Real Madrid when they were winning World Cups. You were bringing in players from South America and also the Eastern Bloc countries like Ferenc Puskas, the Hungarian. He was an Adji, Romanian. They were incredible players. So you had them. Italy were bringing in players from Europe, and they were bringing in the best, even Juve. You know, they were bringing in the likes of Bonacek, Juve. I think he scored against us in that final, you know, in a Heysel. I think it was him who scored. But he was a great player. So they were bringing in all these European players, not in particular South American players. And they came eventually, but they were bringing in all these players. And no Italian players were getting a look in. No Italian players were getting a look in. England had never had the tactical genius of foreign managers either, because they were winning everything. The only team that was stopping ordinary club sides winning everything was Liverpool under Bob Paisley. He was the only one who was stopping them, Bob Paisley, because we didn't have the tactical prowess of, you know, these continental managers. They were great. They really were. You've only got to look at it now. What English managers won the Premiership?
Never. No, Howard Wilkinson was in it. That's one.
Yeah, for Leeds, yeah. But that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, you don't get them now. You do not get them now. They're all continental. Jose Mourinho, when he was a manager, he was great at his peak. Jurgen Klopp at his peak. Well, he's still at his peak. Pep's a great manager, no matter how you look at it, great manager. So, but they're all continental, no English fellas there.
Yeah, because they don't allow people to develop within the football world. Look at the referees; they're all from England. In the what game was it? There was a game in the Euros. It was done, the Turkey game. It was done by an Argentinian referee. What a referee! Kept the game flowing. I think that's why in England they don't advance as a football nation, because it's all done. If you're mates with mates, then you get to get that position. Like referees, they're a joke. The English team, when you look at the players quality wise, they're up there. Kane, Bellingham, Foden, Trent don't even get a game for England. That's how bad they are. Trent don't get a game for England. You know, so for me, that's what their problem lies. You know, they've always been anti-Liverpool anyway. The English team, you know, by picking the English players. You know, at their peak when Henderson, Gomez, and Trent were winning the Premier League and Champions League, all three of them were playing for England together. Never did. No. So there you go.
No, you couldn't be more right. To be honest, you couldn't be more right. And when you get the likes of, I always remember Ron Greenwood. We won the European Cup, and I think we were playing for Switzerland after we won the European Cup, and he picked 8 Liverpool players. 8 of them. Just shows you. So you see the way, managers, especially the Continentals, are totally different from the British manager.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, managers who have really flopped. Really. You know, the likes, in my opinion, you know, people might like Rodgers. Flop. I said we'd never win anything with him. Roy Hodgson. Roy Evans, you know, lovely fella, Roy. I was on that FC TV with him a couple of times. Lovely man. But just never did it. English manager. And Houllier came, won us a few things, and then he went, and then Hodgson, Rodgers. But what gets me, and I was watching someone's pod, and he said, well, Liverpool weren't that good under Klopp. And I just said to myself, you know, what planet is this fella?
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous. I'm talking about comments. What planet is this fella? Liverpool weren't that good.
Like for me, Pep Guardiola is probably the greatest manager on earth, and you never really see him act weird or funny until he plays Liverpool, and when he's
Yeah.
talking about Liverpool, and that shows me what Klopp is. Klopp scared the living daylights out of every manager in the world when he was on peak, you know. Hence why the players sort of ran out of steam, because Klopp's system is based on getting the best, getting 100% from that one player. You know, if he had another 3-4 players in them squads over the years, he would have won more. So for me, Klopp did what he was given money wise to get players. To me, he did more than what we thought he could have. In my opinion, he was always up there fighting. You know.
Absolutely. And that's the sad indictment, isn't it, really? And again, you've got to go back to investment on the pitch. That's all it
always boils down to that.
Everything boils down to that. And, you know, when they were saying, oh, we can't afford that, we've got to look out for their financial fair play. Piss off. I don't believe that. We could afford to spend 200 million easily.
That's just all the owners of the clubs to save money now. You know, they've got to where they want. They're getting the money in. They just don't want to spend it no more. And maybe this is like a little deal they've done. Just set that all up, you know. Their businesses, they don't want to spend, really. You know, the only reason smaller clubs spend is to stay in the Premier League. That's it. That's why Forest spent big. Why? Because they realise if they drop again, they may not ever come back. So that's why Forest overspent, because they realise, you know what, it's pretty easy to get out of this league. Hence why they have to spend big to stay in that league. That's what it all boils down to.
Well, we'll just talk about these last 3 comments and then we'll call it a day or an evening or a night. Auntie Jason says, or should we wish our boys back at the AXA? Veg, Cozy, Trent, Joe, Diogo, Ryan.
For me, Trent and Joe, no problem, because they haven't done nothing. I think Trent's played 1 game. Joe's not even coming as sub. The other 3 guys, if they came back winning the the Euros, it will be good energy for them 3 guys. Like Ryan's not played 1 minute as well, Gravenberch. But Cody and Virgil, if they win it until the end, they're fair play to them. They'll be good for them.
But it is a shame, you know, as you said about, you know, you won everything. You mentioned Gravenberch before, and he hasn't played at all.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he should be given a chance for next season?
Like for me, Gravenberch, like him and Koeman sort of had a little bit of a spat a while back. I don't know what it was over. I think not coming on international duty or something. He wanted to settle in at Liverpool. you remember a while back it happened? Hence why I don't reckon he's going to get any game time while he's there. Because always see the subs, you know, in the Holland games. I always watch the subs, like thinking, yeah, maybe Gravenberch will get 10, 15 minutes. He doesn't. Everyone else does, but not him. So I think there's an issue there. But going back to last season, Gravenberch was the one player with Elliott who we were improving until that, you know, they improved towards the end of the season. Them two guys, Gravenberch and Elliott, for me.
Yeah. But then again, as you said, the back end of the season. But it's a pity that we haven't seen him at all, you know, in the tournament.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is, you know, that's the way it is, unfortunately. Bobby Robson and Venables were good managers, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, but
Their personality, that's why. You know, like the guy at Newcastle, the guy's got no personality. Him and his number two, you know, they ain't going to win nothing. Terry Venables and Bobby Robson had big personalities, hence why they managed Barcelona, for example, and England. You know, Jurgen Klopp, big personality, got him what he wanted, got him where he's got him in his life. I believe that. If he didn't have that personality, he wouldn't have got him there.
no. But it's just the way it's gone. It's the way it is. And Dean says you need a big squad for club system, and you need to refresh every season with one or two players. That's how Fergie did it. Yeah.
That's how Shankly and Paisley did it. Paisley used to do that as well.
Yeah.
2 guys in every season.
Every season, 2 fellas in. And they were all quality players, by the way. They were all quality players. JK, I'll leave it.
So
Hope to see you Saturday morning.
sound. I'll let you know.
All
Yeah.
right. Just want to say thank you to all the chat. Thank you so much, people.
Yeah, thanks for the chat.
Toto Shilaki.
Mm-hmm.
Great little Shilaki. He really was.
He was. Ball of fire.
Yeah, what a player. Indeed. And it's just for me to say thank you so much. And I'll see you all next Tuesday, all the footies. I'll see you on Saturday. Any, you know, if you like it. I think that these films, you know, what I'm going to suggest, you might go, behave, see, that's crap. Or you might agree and say, oh, it's great, that. So anyway, thank you, people. Thank you, JK, so much. And see you all Saturday morning or Tuesday. Thank you so much. Bye now. Bye, JK.
Take care.